In today's video, guys, we're gonna challenge one of the toughest Chief Challenge bosses in Season 2. I am talking about Journ. Everybody absolutely loves this Chief Challenge boss because he's ruthless, okay? Absolutely crazy. Basically, for each buff held by allies, the damage dealt by their ultimate skill is increased by 40% up to 10 stacks. When we're talking about buffs, the best team that can gain a lot of buffs, of course, is going to be no one else but the rally team. For each buff held by allies, the damage taken is reduced by 10% up to 5 stacks counted. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. I'm going to show you what team I'm running in here. We can maybe try a couple of different variations. I'm still a bit on the edge. I want to try something else as well, but we might do it in the video. Before we get into it, I just want to give a massive shout out to every single one of you guys that are using code Skratch in the new Creator Bond event. The third Creator Bond event is active, guys. If you used the code in the past, you're going to have to do it again. Use code Skratch, claim free rewards. You're going to help and support the channel. I'm going to be able to do tons and tons of giveaways. And just to say thank you to every single one of you guys that are using code Skratch, I am hosting daily giveaways in my Discord, giving away tons and tons of codes with Heliolite dice, gems, and tons of other goodies, including in-game packs that every now and then I purchase just to kind of like show back some gratitude to all of you guys that are using code Skratch. But without further ado, let's dive straight into it. So I think, in my opinion, the best team to use here is going to be Rally. I haven't tried Dauntless because they kind of like killed the team in a way or another. It used to be bugged before, now is really underperforming, and because of it, I just don't really feel like is gonna beat this damage, but I will try it most likely later on to see. This is from my main account. Stay tuned. I will be doing different videos from the free-to-play account as well, but that will be most likely tomorrow. I'm gonna show you all of my 6 teams on the free-to-play account. I'm still trying to kind of like put together a couple of pieces to see what are my best options in order to do as much damage as possible. But when we are talking about this particular boss, I'm gonna show you what I'm running. So we're gonna have Gillian with the prismatic cloak. Now this artifact is going to be the most important artifact in the team because you need to reflect back that decrease attack. The boss just deals so much damage. You wanna have resistance as well to counter their ultimate skills, to don't drop your ultimate energy. But the main thing is put the decreased attack. When I've tried this boss on the free-to-play account, I had absolutely no chance without unkillable, okay? But because of this artifact, things changed. You can actually keep one support and get the job done. Now, it will be another trick, which I'm going to explain to you in a second. But we have her on a Puppeteer set. It just makes sense. You can either run her on a Puppeteer set or run somebody else on a Puppeteer, but it's just better. You could put it on Alton, for example, but it doesn't really matter. The main reason why I gave her the Puppeteer set is because this gives me resistance, okay? And because of that additional resistance, is much easier for me to build a character with good enlightenment, HP, and defense. So it still generates a good healing. These are the talents, as you can see them right here. And I do have one of these pieces, which it doesn't really seem to help too much, but once the ultimate skill fully charges, grants 5% max HP to the ally with the lowest current HP. I could actually get this one as well. This might actually be a bit more helpful. I've just realized that I don't have it on. And that's pretty much it with her. Then, moving on to the next one, we have Alton. Now, let me just quickly load this actually. Not sure exactly why they were not loaded, but Alton. He's going to run the Titan Ribcage. He's not really doing damage. The only reason why Alton is in here is because When a rally ally consumes rally to cast an ultimate skill, for each stack of rally they have, they gain 1 stack of Ardent, which boosts the damage by 8% up to 5 stacks. The only reason why he's in here, okay, literally, his damage tends to suck. He's not great for the Witch's Remains either. I did try him and Gladys with the Witch's Remains, and the best result was with Gladys. It seemed way more consistent for whatever reason. The thing is, these orbs take forever, and most of the times I was landing the defense down after I was using the ultimate skill with my Huberg, right? But that's the main purpose of this character. That's why I decided to give him an Ancestral Protection set and just tank him up before I was losing some of the characters in the run. I was going all the way up to like 4 minutes, and they started dying left and right. So I decided to try this. I have a healing piece on him too, and it does the job at the moment. But you want to have him pretty tanky with resistance, because he needs to resist debuffs in order to gain this bonus as well. Was no better artifact to give this this character that will still keep him tanky, right? Because if I'm going to give him something else to deal damage, I need to change the entire build, and that doesn't really work great. Then we're going to have a Laurentiel on a Brotherhood set. The thing is, if you put him on a Puppeteer set, you're going to have problems. The main thing is this skill will go down to like 13 seconds, 14 seconds, something like that. And the problem with the Puppeteer, the reason why it's not good on him, is that this will only activate every 15 seconds, okay? So if you're using the ultimate skill in a 14-second cycle, it will only activate once per 2 cycles. So running it on Laurentiel is not a good idea. But as much attack as possible, Downpipe Organ, that's exactly what we used to run in the previous season. And since I can remember Laurentiel, this is the best artifact for him to boost the attack for the rest. But if you can squeeze in some crit rate, some crit damage next to all that attack, that's absolutely amazing, right? Like, that's going to be really, really helpful. As much attack as possible. Now, I have 30 skill haste on him, which means that I actually had to sacrifice a bit of attack. And the whole idea is that Gladys, which has an Emissary set and Witch's Remains, has some skill haste too. If I run Laurentiel without skill haste, she's gonna cut in front of Laurentiel. So very important to make sure she's not going to catch up on Laurentiel, and she's not gonna have a shorter complete recharge time than him, because she's going to use her ultimate skill without having the buffs from Laurentiel, and that's gonna be a massive problem, okay? Everything's gonna go down to shit, pardon my French. But that's the build on her. Emissary Witches, as much damage as I can squeeze from her. I do have this mythical piece, which will increase her attack, which is really, really good for her ultimate skill. Okay, the more you can squeeze in, the better. And then the talents are right here. The final piece of the puzzle, which is Huberg. The Hysteria Pamphlet is the best for him. You don't really need a crit rate. You want to have as much crit damage and attack as possible. Unfortunately, all of my gear is ascended for different elemental affinities. But even with that taken into consideration, I still managed to get pretty good stats on him, right? We have over 5k attack. We have 60% crit rate. That's how much you need, because Laurentiel will give you a 40% crit rate boost. And we have like freaking 350 crit damage almost. And all mythical gear. So pretty damn good. These are the talents. This talent is extremely important on him, okay? All enemies get 1 light mark at the start of the battle. When the hero deals damage to an enemy, the light mark is collected once per enemy, and the hero gains 5% ultimate energy and increases the damage by 5% at the same time. This will give you quite a big damage boost, okay? So very, very important. You can see the rest of the talents. We are running, of course, the Tidal Surge. We need to be able to stay alive. Then I've tried both attack aura, both crit damage aura. The best is the crit damage aura. It just provides more damage. I do have some inspirations on the characters, but they're not like crazy. Unfortunately, his only inspiration 2. Having him at inspiration 5 would be massive. I'm so curious how massive it would be, but I'm just getting Filtos this season, and I'm not even using Filto anywhere, which kind of sucks. This is my Psychic Core. You can see the damage that we have. On tier 7, I have 2 levels only on it. Skill timing. Now, the skill timing is pretty important on her, okay? You want to have this on an 18-second cycle. She's going to cleanse, okay? If you put her to cleanse at 12 seconds, 11.5, because Journ hits with that skill 5 times, you're going to have the decrease attack. So you got to make sure you put her at 12.5, even though the boss hits you at 9 seconds. Then, 18-second cycle to make sure she's always going to do it, but you do need a resistance on her. With the positioning, I'm going to explain you a quick tip as well, because that's how we're able to build the other characters without resistance. We only have 2 characters with resistance. Gladys goes on a 10-second cycle, and you let her go on default. Huber goes on 12.5. You want to push him a bit higher than 12, just to make sure that defense down is landing. And you let him go on default. This is the best thing for Rally. It was the same last season. You want to let him run wild with the recast, because they're going to push those ultimate skills more often. Then we have Alton. He has 12 seconds. We can actually put 11.5. It doesn't really matter. So 11.5 will do it. And then we have him at 9.9. Seems like I have a bit of more skill haste since I've made a cooldown. So I could put more, but I'm not going to change it because it works as it is. And you want to have the Tidal Surge on an 18-second cycle to make sure it always lands at the same time. Because if you're going to put this on a shorter cooldown, which can be 16 seconds, it's always going to get messed up, and you're not really going to have that protection. Okay, so positioning, very, very important. You have Gillian with resistance. The other character with resistance, which is going to be Alton, needs to be positioned right here. The other 3 positioning does not matter, okay? But this and this will be targeted by the ultimate skill, okay? So you're going to see that in a second. So check out the decrease attack. The bosses will hit for literally 5 times with their battle skills. You see, applying that decrease attack. Resistant, resisted. Maybe some other ones got resisted because of good RNG. And you see that ultimate skill will only hit Alton and Gillian with this placement, okay? Very, very important. Very, very important to have them positioned like this. And then the rest will get the job done. So you see the decrease attack, cleanse, and now the bosses will not hit you again with a battle skill till the next cycle. But 12.5 is the best timing that I found for this team. We have tons of buffs. We don't really have to worry about it. Like, literally, we have so many buffs. And that should literally maximize the damage stacks that we can gain from this. So look at that. Cleanse. Right at the same time when he was using the ultimate. But hey, decent-ish enough. So what we're going to do right here, guys, we're going to let it go on full speed. I can already see that I'm short with my damage, because usually at the 4 minutes mark, I have more damage than I have this time around. So that's how the team actually works. Very simple. 2 characters, beef them up, give them resistance, position them how I showed you, and see how that works. Now, if you have Acelia, you could run Acelia instead of Gillian. The thing is, I'm running my Acelia in the Ice Blast team, and I really do not want to remove her from there, because she's actually pretty damn important for my team in there. If I would bring Acelia in here, I don't really think that I'm going to have any benefits at all, except having the immunity on instead of cleansing. And while we're not really using the ultimate skills with the decrease attack, every now and then we might have that situation happen once or twice, but still not enough to justify bringing in Acelia over Gillian, right? Because what's the point? Now, if you have Talendor, the exclusive legendary for this, I would probably, I'm not even sure what I would do. I would probably drop Alton out of the team And I would try like that to see if that plays out. I think it will be a bit hard to keep all of them alive, right? To have an ancestral protection set on him. That's not really gonna work. But you can give it a go. I would personally like to give it a go. So we are definitely underperforming this run because the highest damage that I've had was around 339 million or something like that. We're not really performing by a lot. Like, we're still gonna hit one more ultimate, but hey, we have something like 10 million less approximately. But overall, it's still a good damage. We literally just lost Huberg at the end once he used the ultimate skill. And this is the damage. Gladys still performing really, really well. Tomorrow, we're going to have the new banner, and I'm going to try to get her exclusive artifact, and I'm going to try to give Alton the Witch's Remains again, and I'm going to see if that will perform better. Gladys has a crazy, crazy exclusive artifact, and I'm super curious if I'm going to be able to push in more damage. That's why I'm not even considering in saving this, right? But you've seen how this team works, okay? And it's pretty straightforward. Now, another thing that I'm going to be able to do today, and you're going to be able to do as well, is basically getting this done, okay? This is the challenge mode. I forgot that it unlocked today. I've done one run, and I need to do the rest. This will give you a lot of affinity solvent, okay? A lot of it. We have, I think, 9,000 for reaching each one of these conditions, okay? So 9,000 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, okay? So I'm gonna get 90, 135,000 just from here. That's literally 2 more levels on my Psychic Core. Now, of course, I won't be putting it only onto Ice. My strategy at the moment with the Psychic Core is the following. 1 level on each. I'm going to be able to get 2 levels here and 1 more level here. And that's going to be level 2, level 2, level 2. I make them even, okay? Like this, I'm going to boost all of my teams. And then later on, I'm going to bother with this survivability, which is pretty irrelevant at the moment. But make sure you guys are doing that. And talking about the summoning banners, we do have this one coming out tomorrow. Ice and Radiance. I still don't have Talendor. Who knows? Maybe it's going to drop from here. But I want to get a Gladys to get the exclusive artifact, which I suspect is definitely going to enhance the team. So this is going to give her attack and crit damage. Each time allies consume the mark granted by Gladys, they gain 1 stack of Secret Havens permanently. When Gladys grants Rally to an ally, they gain 5 stacks of Secret of Havens. And the Secret of Havens, each stack increases the wearer's crit damage by 1% up to 200 stacks. Which means 200% more crit damage on your entire team. I really think that is going to be better than running the Titan Reap. But I might be wrong. We're going to see how that plays out tomorrow once I'm going to get my extra copy. Either way, that was pretty much everything for this video. I will be doing a different one showcasing a different team that you can actually run versus Oster as well. I will have to admit it. This is extremely, extremely hard, okay? If I'm running a wild team without Chrysos to apply the decreased attack is painful. So I'm really considering some out-of-the-box strategies that could potentially enable me to up my damage. I will be trying Dauntless, I will be trying Poison, and I will be trying as well, of course, a wild team. But that will be in tomorrow's video. I will be doing 3 teams in one to see which one of them will work the best versus this boss. I will be trying Dauntless versus Journ as well, but I can pretty much say it that based on what I've heard from everybody in my Discord saying that they've killed Dauntless because of the bug that it was before, they're doing like 200 plus million. So I will give it a go, but I don't have super high expectations. Either way, that was pretty much everything for this video, guys. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.